The presentation of today's racing program is a copyrighted broadcast of the New York Racing Association, Incorporated. Any rebroadcast, recreation, or retransmission of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of the New York Racing Association, Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please stand for our national anthem.
The horses are now nearing the starting gate.
And they're off.
As the field comes into the stretch.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Aqueduct. Cloudy skies, temperature around 30 degrees. The Big A's main track is fast. And there are no changes to report in the first three races on the card. No changes in races 1, 2, or 3. We go to the fourth, which begins the Empire 6. Scratch number 7, Theatrical Dancer. Scratch the 7. In race 5, scratch number 6, DANEBURY. Scratch the 6. In the 6th race, scratch 2, Tough Workout, and 7, Gray Quest. Scratch 2 and scratch 7 from race 6. Today's 7th race will kick off the cross-country pick 5. Scratch number 4, Frankie Barone. Scratch the 4. In the 8th race, scratch number 1, Happy Farm. Scratch the 1. And in the 9th race, we have 3 scratches. Scratch 4, Royal Kaz, 6 Tailspin. Once again, scratch 4, Royal Kaz, the 6 Tailspin, and the 13, Dutchman Forever. 9th race, scratch numbers 4, 6, and 13. Main track is fast. And we'll be back at 12:30 to recap the changes. Today's first race post is at 1 p.m. Up next, the Saturday edition of Talking Horses with Andy Serling and Anthony Stabile.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Talking
Nope,
Horses.
it's morning.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday.
That's it. I'm done. I'm going home.
We're done.
You're right. I was so proud of myself.
See you tomorrow.
I was so proud of
Happy
myself,
Valentine's
too.
Day, everyone.
Like that, I was really proud of That's what happens when you're proud of yourself. Anyway, it is the morning. It'll be the afternoon soon. He's Anthony Stabile. I'm Andy Serling. Talking Horses. Saturday card, 9 races, lots of good stuff going on. Should we tell him where to go?
That sounded
gonna
terrible.
tell you
He
where to
means
go,
Naira
right?
bets.
I know. I knew what I
He
was
means
doing.
Naira bets.
Look, they knew what I was.
I don't know.
There's no rookies out there. We got seasoned veterans, okay? If for some reason, some wild and crazy reason, you're not a member of Naira Bets, and come on, go over to NairaBets.com. We'll match you to $200 of your initial deposit. Use the promo code MATCH200. Also, this is not a Naira Bets related one, because you can bet it anywhere, but you should be betting the Naira Bets. Starting at $3.55, we got a cross-country pick 5, Aqueduct races 7, 8, and 9, sandwiched around races 9 and 10, including the Pelican Stakes at Tampa Bay. Those races will be part of America's Day at the Races, as will these races. We have a, wait a second, 500?
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that's accurate, guys.
The bankroll just got extremely.
Yeah,
the bankroll just grew.
Guys, please take this off. I could be wrong, but I don't think we're giving out. Sorry, we apologize for that.
It's $100. If you hit the late pick 4 here in New York at Aqueduct and at the fairgrounds, it's $100. That's an all stakes pick 4, and you, of course, Andy, can do what? You can catch all the action right there.
2:30 to 7:30 on America's Day at the Races. Today we'll also be on tomorrow and Monday from 1 to 5. Obviously some changes today, Tampa and Aqueduct, but we'll be covering all the action from Fairgrounds as well.
And the Fairgrounds, yep.
Through their Risen Star with a post time around 7:20-ish, somewhere around that time. Take a look. Join us on FS2 all day today, 2:30 to 7:30.
Long week for the Fairgrounds, huh? Because I believe they run Fat Tuesday as well.
They don't run tomorrow, but they run Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, they don't run tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Every day, every Tuesday's a Fat Tuesday for me.
Surprised at some tracks not running on President's Day. Are you surprised Gulfstream's not running on President's Day?
Gulfstream stopped doing that 2 years ago. I know this because of radio. We used to have a radio show at HRN on Martin Luther King Jr. Day and on President's Day because we just didn't have any racing to
They
cover
do
on
better
Wednesday.
business on a Wednesday than on a.
Well, I can tell
holidays
you.
aren't great. I mean, that's a major misconception in racing. That
Right.
holidays aren't great. I learned that from friends in baseball that they're just not. They're family days. And they're not
days.
particularly
Yeah.
great days. I remember when I was down there in February, they ran the holiday on President's Day, and then they ran back on
Ran
Wednesday.
right back Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, no breaks down there. No rest for the weary. Race number 1 today. We'll take a look at Dark Money, finishing second last time out. We're starting out with, we had a heavy favorite yesterday, I believe, in the first race. We've got another one today. Dark Money's going to be a crazy, crazy favorite.
Yes. Yesterday it was Wishes and Dreams who got the job done. And I'll tell you what, she didn't look like a 4 to 5 shot at around the 3/8 pole, but she got the job done. Here's Dark Money. What can you say about this horse? I mean, could you imagine if you knew for certain that Dark Money was going to run this race again?
Well, he's 1 to 9 if he runs this race. Literally, he's 1 to 9.
1 to 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't lose this race if he runs.
Right.
I bet him last time. It was a frustrating loss. Don't know where Steam Engine came up with that race. I mean, there's no speed. I mean, he's 4 to 5 in the line. David probably thought to himself, he could be 2 to 5 in here. Do you trust him 100%? No, but I basically trust him. I don't think he really ran that badly 2 times ago. It was a big pace. And the other thing is, Cecilia Mike is pace dependent. Couldn't come close to him last time off the layoff, and he's really never been a winning type. And Play That Funny Music is the one horse that really does have the races, but how can you trust Play That Funny Music?
And the horse that, like you said about Cecilia Mike, the horse that's going to be the deserved second choice. I mean, if there's a horse on the grounds that's compromised by a lack of pace, worse than him, I mean, show me the horse, really. So now you have a horse that's going to be 2 to 5, who is going to be on a loose lead, and his main rival comes from the clouds and has no help up front.
I agree. No single for Anthony. So I feel so bad. I like the single shot.
That's okay. Nobody needs to see more.
Francisco
Nobody needs to see
probably.
more.
Well,
of
he
this.
said he doesn't. He's not
Yeah,
talking. He's
he
done with
holds
you.
a
I told you
vendetta.
that one. Told you that.
That's all right. You know what happens?
Race-
No invite at Saratoga
Race
Bonanza.
number 2, Last time out, a Fleeting Glance lost the rider. You almost feel like Eric Cancel deserves to win a race. We've got to have you favored in the second race. We'll take a look at a Fleeting Glance 2 races back. I know she's not exactly a winning type, but, you know, they find their field sometimes.
Yep, and you see it a lot in the winter. That's what happens. They find their fields, and certainly seems like she's found hers. Now, much like if you are a fan of Cecilia Mike in the first, obviously the problem with this filly is 0 speed. I mean, she has just no early speed. So, and those horses, I feel like they're always up against it a bit, obviously, you know. It's like betting the over in a sports game. You're always playing catch-up. She's playing catch-up here, but again, you know, you look at the rest of this field. Who do you want at it? Who do you want in this race? Speed or no speed?
Who do I want in here?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
Adaka's going to be on the front end, right? Yeah.
I don't know if Adaka's supposed to be in front. Isn't Big Red Girl supposed to be in front? That's why I put her third.
Well, that's the funny thing. Adaka could be in front. Big Red Girl could be in front.
I gotta think that
She's an alpha, can be in front.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I agree. The pace is murky,
It's
to
murky.
say the least.
It's a murky pace, Andy. It's murky. It's a
The
good
thing
word. I
about
like that
she's
word.
an alpha and she can be forward in here. They're betting her off turf races. She was in a dirt race at Tampa. She's supposed to win. I don't really trust her at all, but I guess she is the other horse in here. I mean, well, she's supposed to run top in this race. I mean, Big Red Girl was awful last time, but it was off a little bit of a layoff, and she stretches out, and she could be in front, but I don't know if she can run it all. And she going to get a mile? Where else is she supposed to go in here?
I don't know.
Mizzy's Image? I can't. Tough to go beyond the 2 and the 4.
I don't know where else to go.
Race number 3.
I wish I had something clever to say. Believe me, they're going to be 2 prohibitive favorites. I got nothing for you besides them.
I wish that Beta hadn't run last week.
Okay.
And he was bad last week, albeit in a tougher spot. But the race will show here when he finished right behind Royal Suspect. If he were to run this race, he would win here.
Okay. Even though Royal Suspect finished ahead of him?
Well, Royal Suspect had
Just
a
picked it
very,
up.
very, very, very soft trip sitting behind the Wicked Pace. The pace completely collapsed. And Beta still hung around, just barely got beat by a horse that was totally sucking up and awful. There's no question if they both run the same race that Beta's going to beat Royal Suspect.
Right,
The
but like
problem
you
with
said,
Beta
the problem
is
is last
came back
time.
last week ago and did no running whatsoever. But the Beta that ran 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, he'll beat Royal Suspect. And after that, I mean, I'm shocked you don't have Beta 1, 2, 3. I mean,
Listen, it's hard for me to sit up here and criticize any kind of pick in here because I have given you 3 picks where the pick 3 will pay $6. If the first 3 horses win, and $6 might be an overlay. That race that Kingfish won, that Royal Suspect was second and Beta was third. I mean, that's the bar in here, and it's just not a good race to get a gauge off of. But when you look back, I mean, Royal Suspect has back races that would just annihilate these horses.
Except he hung like a chandelier.
Chandelier.
He was awful last time, and Beta ran super in that race. There was a huge discrepancy between the performances they put in. How could Royal Suspect not win last time? He hung like a chandelier. Is he probably going to win here? I guess, but I'm going to bank on Beta getting back to that race. He was bad last time, but he also wasn't even close engaged, and now he's in a race where there really isn't a lot of pace. I think he can be much more forward.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Curlin's
And
night.
I'm not
The speed's
taking
outside.
anybody out of the Kid Chocolate race. I mean, if you ran the Kid Chocolate race, to me, you're disqualified from winning this race.
It's such a tough race to get. You know, I thought about putting my man Wayne Potts on top.
Well, you always think about putting Wayne Potts on top.
You know, he's going to be a better price than Royal Suspect, and it was his first time on a fast track last time. But I mean, the race was so slow.
He can't win based on his last race. I'm going to take Beta. I know it's a mile, but I'm going to take Beta.
That's
in this
the other
race.
problem with Beta.
The
Right?
pace isn't going to be fast, so the mile's actually better.
Maybe it'll help straight. Yeah, maybe.
Last time the pace was faster, and he kind of got outrun. I'm going to hope he bounces back. He's better than Royal Suspect in the race 2 back, but obviously coming back last week is a bit of a concern. I don't disagree. Race number 4. Well, you had to pick him twice in a row. You tried him yesterday. You got him back. Go ahead.
Listen, Where'd you go? You went New York Banker? Okay. You know, we talk about it a lot up here, I will ride the hot barn.
I've noticed that.
You have noticed that. In a
I don't
race
know if you
where
guys have, but I have.
in a race where nobody has broken the 50 plateau on the Bayer speed figure scale, Iranian sprinted first time out.
This horse was terrible.
Horse was terrible, but you know Hennig's horses.
This horse didn't do any running.
I
Was a
understand
little
that,
wide, was
but
3 wide and a good rail, but this horse didn't. I put the horse second, the same principle.
There are plenty
this
of
horse
times.
Did 0 run.
There are plenty of times where his horses don't run well first time out. I'm hoping
I'm
to
going to
stretch
disagree.
out.
They show more than this horse did.
Yeah, listen. Well, look, he's dropping down to the bottom now for the state bred level. He's getting a rider change to Kendrick Carmouche. He's stretching out to the mile. The barn's going well, and you know if he improves and runs along the company line the way the rest of the barn's been running, he does not have to be much
No.
to get the job done here. And I do believe people are going to feel the horse is going to get some money because Mark and the barn are winning a lot of races. But I do feel like this horse still can be.
He's supposed to be
his
between
morning
5
line.
and 8 to 1.
5, 6 to 1.
Who's
So
going to bet him? Why would anybody bet him?
yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
I'm interested to see if David's right because I don't agree. I think the horse I pick's going to be favored.
You think New York Banker will be favored?
I think dropping this horse will be favored over Maria's Gift.
Yeah, I mean Maria's
did no
Gift.
running last time at all.
No, I know Maria's Gift also has never run on a fast track. 3 starts, 2 sloppy tracks and a muddy
Correct.
track.
What does that mean though?
I don't know.
Probably means nothing. It means
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. It's just it's a fact, but it's not a meaningful. New York Banker to me showed speed in a race that collapsed against significantly better horses. The rest of my group came back and proved 12 points. Now the winner came back and ran 6 points worse. That was a firster for Horacio De Paz. Did a podcast with Horacio De Paz. Will be coming out, I think, later today. Across the Board is back.
But who was it first?
Really good. The winner, Iova.
Yes.
The New York Bankers race.
The
De
Barry
Paz
Schwartz
firster.
horse, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but I had a great time doing a podcast with them. Really fun. Get a chance to listen. Should be out later today. I will tweet that out.
Ryan Martin Naira help you?
Who else can I take?
You know who walked in here yesterday, by the way, as I was walking out? Naja Thompson.
Yeah, I saw Najee yesterday.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, maybe he's coming to do the podcast with Andy, but he wasn't. You had Ryan Martin
He's
Naira.
abandoned me. Ryan has taken over the reins. I saw Najee yesterday. Najee's very important now.
It's kind of a big
He was
deal.
handing out those New York bred magazines yesterday.
Was he carnival barking when he did it? Or was he just handing them out?
I'm very happy for Najee, as I know you
Naja's
are.
the best.
Anyway, this horse showed speed against better horses, draws well outside. I'm just hoping the drop down helps for a good barn.
You know, listen,
There's
I'm
not
not
a lot you can say.
I'm not taking any big stand with Iranian.
No, I know you're not. No,
you know.
I don't. Listen, I got her second. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be surprised. How much does she have to step forwards? Like you said,
doesn't.
As badly as she ran, she was a little bit against the track in her debut. She needs to improve as a second-time starter. 6-7 lengths, and she's right in there, and that's not like that.
And the
unreasonable.
Louisiana kid, everything Kendrick Carmouche touches lately turns to gold.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, that guy's got some good karma going right now. These horses, he jumps aboard, man, they run. He's doing a good job. Works hard. He's doing a great job.
Good rider, but I don't
Yeah.
think he's turning gold for him. I think he's winning on logical horses. I'm going to dispute that.
All right.
I think that the riding colony here is solid. I mean, I think there's a lot of good guys here. It's a question who's on the right horses.
Oh, he's riding a lot of good horses,
Yeah,
no question about it.
I don't mean as a criticism at all. I think Kendrick's terrific, as you know, and he's a friend, and I root for him. But I think he's riding the same way he always rides, which is well. I mean,
Okay.
he's got some momentum, and he came in the winter with a lot of momentum, but there's a lot of guys in the room that can ride. I
don't disagree with that. You know I don't disagree with
solid,
that.
deep colony. I mean, these guys are okay. And I think it's good because what it means is, in general, you're not worrying about the rides you're getting around
Nope.
here, except that nobody goes. Race number 5, we're on to actually a race that I think is kind of interesting. I put the horse third, Anthony. I don't like the horse you have on top. We'll take a look at what do you think now. I think this race is demonstratively tougher than the last race that he was in, and I think he's in a lot of trouble against this group.
So I'm a fan of this horse. I think this horse is going to be okay. I think this horse is going to turn into a New York Brit Stakes horse. I obviously think more highly of him than you do. He's improved in every one of his starts. I think he's getting back to what he's going to really want to do. These one-turn mile races, these middle distance races. I'm not so sure he's a sprinter. I know he broke his maiden sprinting and he won this race going 7. I think he's going to be better at these a little bit longer distances, mile and a 16th. He's lucky to be a New York bred and be in New York where he can deal with chutes almost for 46 weeks out of the year, so 45 weeks out of the year. I've been a fan of this horse from day one. He's got some tactical speed. He stretches back out to the mile.
I don't like him today.
I know you don't like him.
I don't think he's as good as these horses. I've got him third, but I don't think he's that good.
Okay.
I think you're dramatically overrating him. I think you think he is significantly better than he is. I don't think that Prince of Fair is running back and running badly is necessarily a huge knock on him, but it is at least worth noting. And you're trying to get horses to break conditions, successive races at short prices. And to me, that's one of the worst gambles you can possibly make. And frankly, I don't think he's going to beat Rudy's other horse, Yankee Division. Yankee Division has really improved. He doesn't need the lead anymore. He's running against better horses. I'll tell you what, we're at 61. You want to bet 2 lunches? I'll take 1 over 7.
Sure.
Okay.
All day we could do that.
We can do 3 if you want.
Sure. Take 3. Make up for the 2 that I.
No, I don't know. I think that I was even in front of your horse and I got left yesterday.
We should disqualify. We should have we should predicate those bets. If they go under 50, if they go
my
50.
My horse got left and was still in front of your
I know,
horse.
man. I was ready to.
My horse got left.
When I watched, I was ready to disqualify the bet, and I said to myself, "You wound up on front anyway."
Right.
How did they wind up in front anyway?
Anyhow, having said all that, I think that Yankee Division is a better horse than What Do You Think Now? And I think you're going to learn that What Do You Think Now is really taking a big step up. You know, horses like Twisted Tom are compromised because of the lack of pace in here. I'm not even sure advanced strategy is impossible in this race to take a step forward. I like Bourbon Bay, though. We'll take a look at Bourbon Bay's win two back. He had a pretty good trip, but the rail was good that day. It's not like he was on the rail. He was off the rail. The horse that he beat was benefiting from the rail, and he ran an outlandishly good race. He beat a good horse in 6%. Something went wrong last time, but it was a muddy sealed track. He's going to be forward. The race changed. When Danebury came out, the speed came out of here. So I think both our horses, the 7 and 8, will both be somewhat forward. And I think Bourbon Bay may be okay. I liked him last year. I thought he improved, and it's Mark Hennig, who you like so much and is doing well, as you said. I like Bourbon Bay's chances in this race. I'm not saying your horse can't win, but I think What Do You Think Now is going to be dramatically overbet in this race.
Okay.
I got him third, but I'm going to use 1s and 8s mostly in here. I probably should have been him fourth, but the 5 third. I think the 5 is even more interesting out of his last race. I don't like What Do You Think Now? I'll get him home.
Well, I'm a big fan.
I know
think he continues to improve by the late Fast Nana. I think, like I said, these mile and the 16th races are going to be right up his alley.
I don't agree with you.
I know you don't.
We'll take a break, though, and we'll be back for some more disagreeing, hopefully, when Talking Horses continues.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With Naira Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the Naira Bets app or visit nairabets.com.
Welcome back to Talking Horses. Big A, Anthony Stabile. Andy Serling. How are you?
Did you get me anything for Valentine's Day?
Yeah. I love the Hallmark holidays. I'm really big on the Hallmark holidays in general. Is there a stupider holiday than Valentine's Day?
This has been something that's went on in my house for a very long time. Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Valentine's Day. If I have to find a day to tell people how much I love my mother, my father, or my significant other, what kind of a person am I? I'm not a good one. I can tell you that. I think they're just ridiculous.
Ridiculous, right? Exactly.
You want my money? You're going to get my money anyway.
I talk to my mom. I talk to my mom almost every day. I
live with my mom.
You do, and she. You know what? For Mother's Day, maybe you should move out. That's the best gift you could give Phyllis.
No, she would not be happy about that.
Really?
Yep.
Just her and Pete? She needs you as a buffer?
And Pawson and my cat. And the cat.
Would the cat stay or go?
Cat would stay.
Okay.
Cat's not leaving her.
Race number 6. So I wish Reggae Music Man had drawn outside. I think if he drew outside, he'd be better off. They probably have to hustle. He actually ran pretty well hustling last time. First time star that took money for Abreu, won the race. I I kind of think that Purple Heart is going to improve in there. 3 or 4 wide, was kind of green. The track was very fair that day, so I don't think it was compromised by that. And obviously, Reggae Music Man ran a much better race, but I think Purple Heart ran like one of those first-time stars. Going to run much better second time out. Though I have a question for you: have we ever seen a Normie Invasion win a race?
No, I haven't.
Horse that should have won the Derby. That horse should have won the Derby.
4th, right?
Yes.
That was very,
much the best.
yeah.
Or he was much the best.
Or right.
Yeah. If that was a sensibly paced race, he would have won. I'm going to take a shot with him, a second-time starter. I'm going to use horses that ran. Obviously, though, do you have a story of the 5? I picked him 3rd, or you're just guessing like I did that Weaver could
I
run?
had a little push. He had some speed.
Okay.
That was it. And I would like
7
someone
furlongs,
with some.
though,
Yeah, I know.
for a firster with speed.
I know. Manny Franco, Weaver. I took a little chance. Like you said, Reggae Music Man has a better draw. I probably would have put him on top. I just don't like him down inside, kind of under the gun. 42 Aces had a million chances already. Your horse makes a little sense too. Do you know who King Moonracer is? You won't know. I mean, you could have what's in my right pocket if you could tell me who King Moonracer is.
Both dollars?
This guy, I walked into it. That's my fault.
You sure? I don't want you to go home empty-handed like most days in the racetrack. No, I don't know what King Moonracer is.
King Moonracer is the ruler of the island of misfit toys in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's who King Moonracer is. I was going to go home with my $7. I knew I was going to be able to get you on that one.
It was a very funny line. I love The Big Bang Theory. Somebody said you look like a character from Toy Story. I think it was in Big Bang Theory. It's a great line. The ruler of the land of unfit toys.
The ruler of the island of misfit toys.
Toys.
That's where Rudolph and Hermie and Yukon Cornelius wind up.
Yeah.
And then they go back and get
I don't think you
the
should be telling
toys.
me this stuff. I think this is stuff that you're not allowed to tell to me. I'm not really into
Why?
Rudolph's joking. King Moonracer. Do you know this horse I have to?
I do not.
A horse that you picked and bet the other day that got beat at the wire.
Oh, I knew the myth. Sounded familiar.
Horses after Mabel Island. That horse from Parks that
Yeah.
came in the other day that got run down by double or nothing. Pretty amazing. It's pretty funny to see this horse show up. And I think I looked it up like the day or the day after the horse got beat. It's sort of amazing. So there actually is some pedigree to run a little bit, and as you say, perhaps have some speed. So we'll see. And obviously seems like the livest of the firsters. I didn't love the 2-year-old sales work out of Lucky Brody. 10 2/5 was ridden pretty. I ran okay. There's actually a couple horses that can run. It looks a little more turfy though to me.
Barnes running Han Cole, and one thing they really haven't done well with is the.
Well, it's tough to win with firsters for these barns because they're
sure.
never, barns. You're never going to get the kind of firsters that are usually going to win. So I don't think it's really, a lot of people will say, trainers, whether it's a Rob Atras or a Ray Handel, and Ray won with a couple firsters at Saratoga. You got to get the right horses to win with first-time starters, and it's not. I think it's a learning process. And by the way, is it necessarily good to win with firsters? Looks like a chilly day at Fairfield.
Bill Mott's
John Dooley in that.
Bill Mott's had a pretty good career not winning with most firsters that he's won, hasn't he?
Yeah, listen, Nick Zito used to never win with firsters,
Never.
and he won derbies with the horses.
People don't remember this either, and I argued with people about this, and I found an old racing form. Chad Brown used to win at like 10% with first-time starters.
Yeah.
When Chad first started, everybody was like, "Oh, guy used to win under 10% with first-time starters." I mean, he got
Turf.
Yeah.
More turf. Yeah.
Yep.
It's he's getting the horses, and the question is, do you necessarily want to? Look at risk-taking Chad Brown's horse now. Look at Greatest Honor. By the way, it's Greatest Honor. Since we have a second, I was talking to Andy Beyer about this the other day, and they're going to monitor it going forward. The figure, I think that figure should be higher than it is.
You said that as soon as you said that when they hit the wire.
No.
You said that night.
Well, with Greatest Honor, I'm just surprised he got an 89. You look at every other figure; they have the horse going faster. I think Greatest Honor may be better than we thought. I thought based on the 89 buyer coming out of that race. So I'll be interested to see because I think that number should be 5 to 8 points higher personally. We'll see going forward. Race number 7. I think what risk taking has going for him is he's going to run all day, but he's got to get faster.
He's got to get faster, but yes, it certainly looks like he's got a big engine under the hood.
Right. All right, where are we? Race number 7?
Yes.
I love Frankie Barone in here. I don't like him in a mile tomorrow. When he came out, I got scratched into a horse that I didn't want to have on top, but I left on top at a big price. I think the question with him is how much you trust Shamrock and how much you think the horse will look at here. Diddley, who didn't show Diddley last time he ran, but if he runs back to this race, he's a speed and he gets in the way of Shamrock. How much is he going to get away with him? And how about It's Hot Now, who has a lot of speed? And what do you do with Shamrock? Because the good Shamrock's probably going to win here, but what if Diddley runs this race?
Yeah, this was a...
Going to show speed at the very least, and he'll run better, and it's just Shamrock's dropping down significantly. I know they claimed for 20, and they should have run for 40, but now they're running for 10, and he didn't even run that badly last time to run him back for 10.
And the problem is all of these horses need the lead.
Yeah.
They don't pass.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a little bit of a... When there's 3 or 4 of them, you have to assume
has
they're
to
gonna
go from the rail
has
to
to go.
maintain position. I mean, Diddley didn't run at all last time, but you got to think Trevor's been doing very well, and one of the reasons he's doing well is he's aggressive, and it's hot out. I'm not saying there's going to be a 3-horse duel, but it's hard to imagine it not being at least
2
an
of the
honest
3 of them
pace
are
here.
going to be going at it.
You know, if
I
Shamrock
agree.
had the outside post, maybe, but
That's a big drop,
and
too.
the drop,
That's a big drop
I
back
just
in,
don't
Andy.
trust him.
That's a big drop. I
what
don't
do you
trust
like
him
about
either.
Irish Roar?
You know what? He's got enough speed to be right behind those first 3 or 4.
So what?
That's who I kind of want in here. I want the horse that's going to attack first. I don't really trust. I mean,
He's 50 to 1, so I'm not going to knock him. But
he's
he
going to
looks
be
like
a giant
absolutely
price.
hopeless.
I mean, I know he didn't face the toughest. He didn't face a tough bunch last time out, but he was first off a little bit of a break. It was 4 months. I'm hoping he improves a little bit. He's supposed to listen. I left 6 horses open in the race.
But this horse?
I picked a horse who I thought was going to get the right trip and was going to be the best price. And he kind of ticks both of those boxes.
But he doesn't have a race that makes him competitive.
The race 2 back makes him competitive.
No, it doesn't.
Sure,
A fake lose the lead, a $5,000 non-winners a 3 lifetime at Finger Lakes? No, it doesn't, Anthony.
He has races last winter that make him competitive.
No, he doesn't, actually. Getting loose in the lead at Parks at 6 to 5? A 4.5 furlong race in the slop at Charlestown? I mean, with all due respect, he's going to be 100 to 1.
He's
at the very
least. He's at the very least in some of his races, even if he didn't win, he's passed horses, and I just think he's going to work out the right trip behind the speed horse.
But so what?
What do you mean, so what?
He's not
That's
good
why
enough.
I like him.
But even your old horse that you left out of your tail, Mist is better than him. And is he going to get the right trip with speed horses?
But he's going to.
By your. Okay.
Who?
I mean.
Did you say Yurton?
Tail of Mist, isn't he? Okay. I just.
Why? When you pick these crazy 20 to 1 shots.
But
I don't say 2 words. You're picking this horse apart like he's going to pay $8
I can at
when he
least
wins.
make a case for them. I don't understand your case.
I just
for
made a
this
case for him.
No, you didn't.
I like the race 2 back. He was off a 4-month break last time.
$5,000 non-winners lifetime race.
Listen,
he was 1 to 2.
He's shown ability.
He was 1 to 2.
He's shown ability to pass horses. He's going to be in the right spot. And he's going to be a gigantic price.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do for you. Seriously. Because I'm giving you a hard time on your 100 to 1 shot. And I wish you the best of luck.
I mean, you picked See This Quick.
Okay. I'll bet you See This Quick beats your horse.
Name it.
7 over 6 for 2 lunches. I will also.
There was a version of See This Quick that would have drowned this field. That horse doesn't exist anymore.
I will give you a lunch. You get a free roll for a lunch if this horse beats 2 horses in this race. If this horse is better than how many horses are in this race? 9.
You're so
if
sick.
this horse, assuming they finish, but I will bet you that he doesn't beat 2 horses that finish here.
Well, it's not a bet. It's a free roll.
Free roll, right?
Okay.
1 lunch.
And what's the other bet? How many lunches?
2 lunches.
2 lunches, 6 over 7.
No, yeah, or the other way. Listen, I understand what I'm dealing with See This Quick.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay.
But Anthony, he's got races that would.
He's got races that would lap the field.
Right.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
At least my horse has races, and not just one.
The problem is there has been steady decline.
Well, I don't.
In his form.
Oh yeah, his last race will beat this field. How's that if Shamrock doesn't win? You said there's steady decline. His last race, Saratoga, he lost to Skylar Scramjet. He got beat 5 lengths by Reed Kahn.
You're hoping this horse is going to be ready off a 6-month break?
Anthony, I don't love this horse. I don't particularly like him. Like I said, I really like Frankie Barone in this spot.
Yeah.
And I had him second, and I'm not going to take, when I have a second choice, this 10-1 morning line, I'm not going to change my pick.
Obviously.
And I don't like anybody in here either. But at least that See This Quick is good enough to beat these horses. I don't trust him, and obviously it's connections that are difficult to take. I understand all those things. But at least I got races to go back to. I just don't see a single race by your horse that makes him competitive. That's my problem.
I didn't mind the race 2 back, and like I said, I'm hoping he just works out the right trip.
Okay.
And he's going to be 20-1.
Oh, by the way, David Aragona pointed out, Allied Invasion, who was a very fortunate winner, is one of 2 winners for Normandy Invasion.
Wow. So we did see one.
Yeah, we got that crazy good trip in Saratoga. Yeah, to win.
That was when Clement had him, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He was a nice horse in the Invasion, but he didn't really have a ton of pedigree,
No.
right? All right, we'll see what happens in this race. I don't know.
Fox Hill, right?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of horses won this race, other than Irish Roar. Well, you got some better. It's a hot out now. Could be in the pace, so he could.
I can't wait for this horse to. You know what? I just want the horse to make the lead off the turn.
Anthony, if you and I were in a horseshoe, we might be in front of this horse.
Okay.
You make some crazy picks. This one, God bless you, but I wish you the best of luck. Listen, I hope, assuming I'll probably lose anyway, I hope he wins for you. I do. I genuinely do hope he wins for you. I enjoy I get the same laugh out of it too, and I always want you to win, but I don't see it.
Okay.
Race number 8. So we never really thought Abbey Farm was running anyway, and the Scratch Abbey Farm helps Secret Rules, your top pick, and we'll talk it Secret Rules.
My friend Lee.
Your buddy Lee.
My friend Lee.
Yeah. Your buddy Lee. That's
Sources,
right, you picked him, and I don't.
Sources come back with two nice races off the layoff.
He runs his last race, he's going to win.
Yeah.
Especially with the Scratch the one. I don't disagree with you.
And things get a lot easier for him with Happy Farm out of here, because he's probably a horse, while he's run very well in his last 2 starts, he's probably going to be better when he's on the front end.
Let me ask you a question, though.
Ragtime Blues?
With the scratch of that horse, isn't Mitre Porciento going to be much more forward in this race? Because, so let me talk for a second.
Go ahead.
He was a terrible bet at 2-1 last time. He got the money 2 back. But he ran very well 2 back. And he did it by being forward. Now, he was inside. I get all that. He had a good trip. I'm not saying he wasn't a little bit fortunate. Having said that, he was more forward in there. So I don't think that what they did last time out was beneficial to him. And I have to think that Benji Hernandez is going to be aggressive and be right outside of Secret Rules. I'm not saying that means Secret Rules is going to lose.
I'm going to use some of your parlance. 2 starts back last time was the time. He did not run well last time. And don't we feel like this barn has quieted down a little bit? A lot of these horses came first off the claim and ran really well.
I'm not going to, but I think this horse is going to get ridden much differently in here. And I think he's going to be very forward.
See, with Happy Farm out, I would assume that the instructions today, and I don't know this for a fact, I would be telling Pablo Morales to go.
Oh yeah,
and,
of course.
And don't get cutesy. Go. He's going to have to deal. Listen, Ragtime Blues has used to have enough speed.
He used to,
but
I don't know if he still does.
He loves Bob Baffert, and he doesn't have it anymore.
No, you're right, but Kendrick needs to go with him. I'm going to bet on Ragtime Blues. This is a private purchase since his last race. He ran well last time. That was a very, very tough race. And I thought he ran huge in there. And if he can run back to that, he has a chance in here. At one time, he was a pretty promising sprinter. I don't trust him. You know I'm a fan of John Terranova's. I think he's an interesting alternative.
I'll tell you what, and here's a little bit of a, I don't know if there's a little bit of a deep dive, but when Bob Baffert sends horses here, they go to John Terranova. Bob Baffert used to have this horse, and now this horse has been privately purchased in John Terranova, so you would imagine that...
I'm sure he's talked to Bob about him.
Absolutely.
No, that's a good point.
Absolutely.
You made a great point. That's verging on a great point.
He's got to have some, he probably has
that's an interesting
the key to the castle, if you will.
I think he's an interesting horse that has some upside. And he showed last time he could run a little bit. I don't totally trust him. He'll be a big price. But at least I want horses in this race that are going to be forward. Because I assume the one would come out, and I think all of the 4, 5, and 6 will be forward. So I don't see, the problem is I don't want He Loves a Fight because I don't think the race is going to be that fast. Wicked Trick, what do you do with Wicked Trick?
Well, there's two horses.
Going to wake up again?
There's kind of 2 horses in here. What do you do with Wicked Trick? And what do you do with More Grateful?
He can't beat these horses. He got a perfect trip to beat Bustin' Shout last time. Bustin' Shout was much better than him. If he wins, I lose.
Okay.
I just don't think.
I don't know what you do with Wicked Trick. You know what's funny with Wicked Trick? Wicked Trick's 4 for. You look at the distance column, and he's 4 for 5. Don't you feel like he's better a little longer? I know that's right.
No, I don't think that way. You and I have a big difference of opinion in that. I don't think that way at all. What I'll say about him is he's a little more comparable to that horse that won for 8,000.
I Love Jackson.
Yeah, where he caught lightning in the bottle for Linda, got really good, and he just hasn't been able to get that form.
But I mean,
he's got some big races. This guy.
We're also saying that about a horse that ran into Diamond King in American Anthem, Firenze Fire, Stand the Man, and then the layoff, and he caught a sloppy track last time.
Oh, no, I'm going to use this horse. I don't want this guy to beat me. I agree. He's going to be a big price, and when he comes rolling down the track and pays $19 or $16, I agree. I don't.
What about Money Ride? Along those same lines. I mean, 2 starts back, he lost all chance at the start. Last time was the mud. What about the race 3 back?
Yeah, I don't see how he can beat these horses. I don't think he's nearly good enough. I just don't think he's good enough. He's an improved horse. He's in good form. I just don't think he's good enough. But he is in good form.
He's in good form, and I mean, they can't bet him all. He's got to be a giant price.
He should be a giant price. I mean, I don't think he should be as big a price as Irish Roar, but he should be a giant price.
Finale. Oh, man.
I can't believe my phone hasn't blown up with my friends saying you're making fun of Irish Roar.
You're off Monday, right?
I am. You're going to miss me. You got me tomorrow. Well, we never see each other. You came to my office today. It was an honor.
I did.
We got to spend a little quality time together.
We did.
I know.
We did.
Saratoga will spend some quality time.
Exactly.
I will say in race number 9, I changed my pick because I knew you'd pick the 5. Though I'm not. No, I did. Just I was sort of 5, 10, 13 here. You know, every race. David and I both thought 13 was dangerous near. I thought he was very interesting. He came out. Let me tell you something funny. We'll show Apex Predator's last race. And he went really well 2 back. One thing I'll say about Apex Predator, I know he's 0 for 22. He's in very good form, Anthony. I mean, would you disagree?
No.
His last 2, how about 2 back? I know the track was kind of speed, but he chased that bullet the whole way around. He fed it off about 12 horses in this track. Let me put it this way. If Apex Predator was making his 3rd start, wouldn't you say to me he's way the horse to beat?
Sure.
I mean, I know he's Apex Predator.
Unfortunately, it's his 23rd start.
I get it, but he's in really good form.
You think he's named after Randy Orton? WWE superstar, future Hall of Famer.
Oh,
Randy
yeah.
Orton.
You know, when I saw Apex Predator, I thought of Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Horton or?
Orton. Do you remember Cowboy Bob Orton? He used to walk around with the cast on.
I remember Tom Orton, who went to high school with me.
He used to
live with
cast.
Sean. I remember Tom, but I didn't know.
He was Roddy Piper's henchman. Roddy Piper's henchman.
I told you, the only wrestling I watched was Andy Kaufman wrestling women on the Mike Douglas show.
And then Jerry Lawler.
I saw that. I was watching Letterman with the Lawler. It was all set up anyway.
Yeah, it was all set up.
Andy Kaufman was so far ahead of his time. He's one of the most brilliant comedians.
He used to wait tables, like the cast of Taxi used to tell stories how they go to a restaurant, he'd be waiting tables.
You know what's depressing me? Nobody remembers. Everybody's so young. Nobody's seen Desperately Seeking Susan. That horse Danceteria is running today, down at Fairgrounds. And
you see, I've seen it. And I forgot where it was from. Yes, okay.
Danceteria is the club they went to.
Yeah.
I used to go there when I first moved to New York. It's a great place down in the 20s in the West Side. It's a really fun place. And that scene with Madonna, Get in the Groove, or in the Groove. That's
quite a few good 80s New York-based movie. Working Girl.
You know, the people that are in Desperately Seeking Susan, John Turturro's in that movie.
Turturro's in there, yep.
Peter Stormare. I mean, you know, that's a very early movie for Turturro.
Almost not cameos, but yeah.
Richard Hell. A lot of good people in that movie.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. All I'm saying about Apex Predator is I'm not leaving this guy out. He's in good form. Listen.
You're just looking to get on Hirsch's side? Good side?
Yeah.
That's what it is? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sucking up to Hirsch. But he's not.
I know what you're saying.
I'm not. All I'm saying is when he wins this race, you're not going to say, I can't believe he finally broke through. He's run 2 good races. The thing is, Forest Spirit, who I have no issue with, but you can't disagree with me. This horse might not be able to run at all anymore.
This is the horseshoe horse. This horse might not be able to beat me and you down a hill.
Right.
Yeah.
Then again, it's a live trainer, a good workout, 2 back. Maybe a good
Correct.
workout, so, well, nobody's going to claim this horse, but,
No.
you know, I mean.
They claim a lot of horses around here. This one will be
No.
a surprise.
And Dane Geldu I picked on top. Yeah, he's got race could win it, but how bad was he last time?
You'd almost rather see an 11-month layoff without that race last time.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I probably would have picked him.
Yeah.
I probably would have picked him. But listen, he can obviously win this race.
As can Lord Camden, but
well, that's the.
how
and
bad
I think,
was he?
yeah,
Was it? He was
He
what
was.
we need for second was much better than him.
he was, but
It was off a layoff.
if I'm picking, I like a horse that hasn't run since September and a horse that hasn't run since July. I need some recency in there,
Nice.
and he's the recency.
Apex Predator.
That's your recency.
Poor Apex. Anthony's still got the 4 is scratched, so Anthony's fourth pick is
9,
out.
5, 7, 10, 9. I emailed everything.
Why don't you go with the 2? Why don't you say the 2? Just so you can,
9.
so Hirsch won't hate on you.
9. It's more. That's our relationship.
Hirsch gets very offended when we don't pick Mitch's horses. Like it's
Very.
personal.
It's very.
Like it's
yes.
some sort of personal
Well,
thing.
I've never seen them both, I haven't seen them both in the same place in like 26 years. So, who knows?
But you know them both.
I do, but I haven't seen. I don't
You
know if
think
they
it's
morphed
like
into one.
a-
Who knows? I don't know what's happening. It's a brave new world.
It's just like a Men in Black type
It's a
thing.
brave new world, my man. I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
Very
That's
good.
impressive.
This is history made here.
Yeah, this is pretty exciting. Good stuff.
Mark down 212.21,
It's 2:13.
213.21.
Claude left. He had enough.
Claude was the Claude.
Headed over to Naira Betts.
Claude
if you're
finished
not a
breakfast
member.
and left.
Surprised he could eat sitting listening to us. Good news for him, he wasn't listening. Anyway, if you're not a member of Naira Betts, keep the money in the game. Sport racing in New York. Play through Naira Betts. We use Match 200 as your promo code. We will match the $200 of your initial deposit. Also, the cross country pick 5 today. 3 at Aqueduct, the last 3 here, and the last 2 at Tampa interspersed. Just about an hour's worth of action. Cross country pick 5 should be a fun sequence. Also, the $100 late pick 4 bonus, I give all the credit to this to Francisco. Francisco is way in his game. If Francisco can get Gulfstream on one of the HD channels, then I may
You'll coronate
he
him.
should be knighted, I think.
Can I knight him?
Officially be ahead of Jose.
Can I knight
as
him?
my main guy.
I would love
$100
to
late
knight
pick 4.
him.
You hit the late pick 4 at both Aqueduct and Fairgrounds Day. It's all stakes at Fairgrounds. All of these races will be on America's Day of the Races. We'll talk about in a moment. Get a $100 bonus. That's a healthy bonus.
And that's an all stakes pick 4 down at the fairgrounds.
It's not an
today.
all stakes pick 4 at Aqueduct, though.
No.
FS2, 2:30 to 7:30. See, it's February 13th, Anthony. And keep in mind, we'll be on tomorrow and Monday as well from 1 to 5 with action from Tampa and Aqueduct. Obviously, Oakland, unfortunately, canceled, but looking forward to the race at Fairgrounds. People know these 2 stakes, the 9th and 11th at Fairgrounds, are on the turf. They're turf.
10th and 11th.
No, 9th and 11th.
9th and 11th?
No, the 10th is the mine shaft.
All right, okay.
With
9th and 11th on the turf. The
you know,
Stall Memorial.
I think
Grand.
Maxfield could be okay, and as you know, I always root for these good horses.
And Wells Bayou's
good
out of
horses.
this. Wells
Right.
Bayou's out, so.
I think Maxfield is overrated at this point.
Okay.
I'm not saying he couldn't be okay, but he's got to run a fast race at some point. But they are listing their turf courses soft. I believe they're off the other 2 turf
Looking
races.
forward to that. They are off earlier in the card. I'm looking forward to that risen star today.
As am I. I'm looking forward to the Rachel Alexander. I like that Clariere, the filly for Stone Street,
Her and,
daughter of Cavorting. I think she's very good.
Her and Travel Column will
Yeah, I think she's going to beat Travel Column.
rematch from the Goldenrod.
She's going to beat Travel Column.
All right.
Trips don't lie.
Trips don't lie. You know what? Shakira says hips don't lie. Andy says trips don't lie.
I got to listen to Shakira.
I don't think you.
I got to.
Probably the only time you're ever going to be mentioned in the same breath as Shakira, my friend.
How do you know?
Just so you.
My tentacles reach far and wide. We're done. Johnny I will be up in a few minutes with a reprise, the scratches and changes. Have a wonderful day.
Hasta mañana.